So a few days ago, I was out in a video as we got some really exciting information talking about these $1,200 monthly checks focused on low-income individuals. Now, this is something that we were waiting for literally like months and months. I was waiting for this official announcement because earlier this year, this representative, Ilhan Omar, she was actually out in a tweet and she said she'd be introducing this guaranteed basic income bill in this Congress. So I've been waiting around thinking, oh man, this is gonna be good. I'm excited when she finally comes out with it. Well, she came out with it just the other day and I brought you that video with all the details. So really quickly, let me hammer home on that really one more time. Just what are the details on it? So basically what she wants to do is she wants to take $2.5 billion and set up hundreds of pilot programs all over the country that's established a guaranteed basic income focused on low-income individuals. Now, these programs would start in 2023 and extend through 2027. So 5 years in total, they would extend these pilot programs. And then starting in 2028, according to her proposal, it would be a nationwide program. So that basically they would use 5 years of pilot programs to kind of gather all the evidence, gather all the facts and statistics and everything else they need to know to make sure that these programs are actually helping the low income. I'm not quite sure why they need 5 years because actually right now, there are already a bunch of pilot programs going on all over the country right now for universal basic income or guaranteed income programs, and they already find that they're very, very successful. So I'm not really sure why they need 5 years to gather all the evidence, but that's just what she's laying out. So either way, after this whole pilot program would be done after 5 years, they would want to implement it on a nationwide level indefinitely going forward, starting in 2028. Now, I know that's a long time from now, but you know what? Starting not too long from now would be those pilot programs. So that's kind of the basics of it. If you want to check out the video with all the details of it, I will link it down below at the top of the comment section in a pinned comment. Just check out that link there after you get done watching this one, as I will go through and answer some questions that some of you have been asking lately regarding these payments. So with that being said, let's get into it and I will answer some of your questions right now. One major question that I've seen is, this sounds really cool. I'm excited. This is everything that we've been asking for. What about these pilot programs? Where are they going to be? Who's it going to include? What kind of eligibility do I need to have in order to be eligible to get the money? You know, how can I know that it's going to be in my area so that I don't miss out? A lot of questions. I've seen many of these in many different forms, so I want to run through these. Now, here's the thing. In her proposal, she said hundreds of GBI programs, guaranteed basic income programs. It didn't say specifically how many. It just said hundreds. I mean, are we talking like 200? Are we talking 800? I mean, how many is hundreds? I mean, we don't really know. She said hundreds, so I would assume it's more than 200 or a minimum of 200. But is it 900? Probably not. I'm just saying, probably not 900. Maybe like 2 to 3, maybe 400. I'm just guessing. I don't really know. It was not specified in her plan what she actually wants to do. Now, here's the thing. If they're actually going to have hundreds of pilot programs all around the country, I would anticipate, just doing some rough math, I would anticipate there's probably going to be, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 per state. I'm just kind of guessing based on if there's assuming there's maybe like 200 and there's 50 states, right? I'm just saying maybe there's like 4 per state or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's based on population or demographics within the states. Again, none of that was really laid out. Now, another thing too. People are wondering, what is your eligibility? Again, she laid out in her initial bill, their proposal, she said anybody earning under $75,000 as an individual or $112,000 as head of household. So I would guess that would probably be the income thresholds as far as being eligible. What else do you need to have, or what is your other eligibility in order to, potentially take advantage of these pilot programs? It sounds like basically that's it. It's all based on income. Okay, I did not see anything else in there that would say like, you need to be, a certain age group or within a certain city parameters or a certain county, nothing like that. I didn't see anything like that. I don't even think they know the details of all that yet. I think this is just the rough draft. Like in school, right? You had to write the rough draft. That's pretty fun, right? You write the rough draft and then you have to make all the edits and the amendments and then go back and fix it all up. Yeah, we all remember those days, right? Yeah. So I'm guessing this is just kind of the rough draft of her bill, and then she'll go back and kind of amend everything after she's already proposed it, which she has. A few days ago, she proposed it. And I'm sure a bunch of other people within Congress will probably come together and say, yeah, we like it. Let's jump on this. Let's kind of, let's wax this thing up and get it all fine-tuned, and let's let's hammer out all the details on this whole program that she has going on now. So we should probably be getting more of that information here going forward. When, again, who knows when they're actually going to hammer all that stuff out or when we actually learn about it. But I would anticipate there's probably going to be at least a few programs per state. And then once we get those details, of course, it sounds like it's just income parameters. As far as if you earn under $75,000, sounds to me like you probably would be eligible, because that's what she's proposing as the nationwide program. So if they're going to do the same parameters during the pilot program, which is what they need to do because they need to figure out if it's actually a feasible plan and if it's going to make sense going forward. So that would make me think that that $75,000 threshold is probably there. Well, most people here on this channel are probably under that $75,000 annual income threshold. There might be a few people out there that are above it, but for the most part, I think most people here are probably under that, right? Now, was there anything about benefits like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, anything like that that would make you potentially omitted from eligibility? Nope, I didn't see anything like that. I did not see anything like that that would say that you may not be eligible. So in other words, if your income is only strictly from Social Security or maybe VA benefits or SSDI or SSI, looks to me like winner, winner, you could potentially be eligible for it. Again, there were no fine details on that. How much are the payments going to be? Good question. Again, based on everything that we are looking through out of all of this, again, these are pilot programs. It's like a big experiment, right? So the pilot program has to be basically the same parameters of what they want to roll out on a nationwide level, except for on a much smaller scale, so they can kind of get like a test to see if this is actually a legitimate program that would actually have feasibility going forward. So I would anticipate the payments will probably be $1,200 per month going forward. Now, would they change the parameters? Let me change that question. Would they change, let's go for, so it's going to be like a program between 2023 and 2027, so 5 years. Would they have the same people enrolled in the program all 5 years? Or like every 1 year or every 2 year, would they kind of roll it over and then bring new applicants in? Good question. I don't really know. They did not lay any of that out. So there's a lot of questions that are still unanswered, as you can see. Like I said just a minute ago, this is the rough draft. We have the rough draft in front of us. This is like the real general rudimentary framework of the plan. And now, of course, she'll probably get a bunch of her, congressional buddies in there, and they'll all start hammering out the details of this. And then we'll probably get more details on this going forward. But either way, at face value, it actually looks pretty good, right? A lot of people are saying, hey, $1,200 a month would fix all of my problems. So as I've said so many times in other videos, we've been calling for a fourth stimulus check. We've been calling for monthly payments. We've been calling for raises to benefits like Social Security and so many of those other benefits that I've been talking about so much. But here's the thing. I've also been saying, watch out, because a fourth stimulus check or monthly recurring payments could come in a different form. Well, that's exactly what we're seeing here. This may be a form of monthly stimulus checks just called something else, which is called guaranteed basic income, right? But essentially, at the end of the day, do we really care what it's called, or do we just want more money, right? I think all of us can probably agree we just want more money. You can name it, who knows what, Mickey's Pie Shop. Seriously, I don't even know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know. You can name it anything you want. Apple pie soup. You can name it anything in the whole world. Apple pie soup with money inside. Seriously, you could name it that and send money to the people, and we wouldn't really care. We just want the green, right? We just want the digits in our bank account that are anything other than zero, right? we want a couple commas, or at least one comma. The decimal probably, way behind a bunch of other digits. You know the drill. We want anything other than zero, right? So yeah, but like I said, you just got to pay attention to all this, because it could be coming out in any form at all. There's so many different ways that they could send out additional stimulus or money or raises to benefits, but ultimately, it's just all at the end of the day, it's just money, right?